This morning on Sunrise, as President Trump's 100th day in office approaches, tensions with North Korea reach a breaking point.
And with less than a week away from local elections, candidates turn to social media to attract voters. Those stories and more. Your next hour of Sunrise starts now.
You're watching Sunrise on WCBI.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us on this Friday morning. Weather is a big deal. Not so much today, but as we get into the weekend, we've got some dicey weather headed our way come Sunday. Joining us right off the top, it's Alex Puckett.
That's right. We do have some dicey weather too as we get towards the latter half of the weekend. I'll have more on that in a few more minutes, but we'll start off with what we're dealing with today. Dealing with a little bit of fog on our Alpha Insurance Skycam here in downtown Columbus. Looking off to the east there, not a good view of the sunrise this morning just because a lot of cloud cover, and we're going to deal with that throughout the rest of the day as well. Temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s to kick things off this morning. And unfortunately, the graphics aren't going to move for us, so that's not good news. So, but we are, take my word for it. There it is, upper 50s and lower 60s this morning, 59 here in the Friendly City, as well as in Starkville, 61 in West Point. As we go throughout the day today, we could see an isolated shower or storm develop once we get into the afternoon hours. More spots than not going to stay dry, topping out in those mid to upper 80s this afternoon. But it's going to be quite breezy as well. If you've got some loose lawn furniture, you might want to bring it into the garage because the wind's going to be gusting to 30, 35 miles an hour or more as we go through the afternoon. Guys?
All right, Alex, thank you for that update. President Trump is suggesting tensions, that is, with North Korea could soon reach the boiling point amid continued pressures from the rogue nation. Yeah,
the development comes as Congress votes today on a temporary measure to keep the government open, a day ahead of the president's major milestone. Brooke Silva-Braga has the latest.
In a wide-ranging interview with Reuters Thursday, President Trump warned tensions with North Korea could come to a head if the country continues to pursue nuclear missiles.
There's a chance that we could end up having a major conflict with North Korea.
Though the president says diplomacy would be ideal, the U.S. military has put on a show of force in the region in recent days. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says China has helped by pressuring the rogue nation.
They informed the regime that if they did conduct further nuclear tests, China would be taking sanctions actions on their own.
The tough talk came as the House agreed to vote today on a bill to keep the federal government open for at least another week.
They are in a lose-lose-lose situation.
Democrats had threatened to oppose the spending bill, essentially shutting down the government, if Republicans moved forward on a revised plan to repeal and replace Obamacare.
The Democrats at the last minute have come in and thrown a lot of monkey wrenches into the ability for this to get done.
After failing to secure enough votes yesterday, House Republicans once again tabled the health care vote, denying President Trump a major legislative victory one day before his 100th day in office. Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News.
Today, President Trump will appear before the National Rifle Association, the first visit of its kind by a U.S. president since 1983. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson heads to the United Nations to discuss applying sanctions against North Korea.
Alabama lawmakers have passed a bill stopping changes to Confederate or other long-standing monuments. The Alabama House passed a measure yesterday that would forbid alterations or removal of any markers in the state. Critics called the move an offensive effort to preserve monuments with links to the Confederacy and slavery. Proponents say that they meant that they want to maintain the history of the state. The bill now moves to the Senate.
For the second time this week, protesters demonstrate outside of Biloxi's City Hall. Yesterday, demonstrators waved the Mississippi state flag in support of the state symbol. Mayor Andrew Gillick ordered the controversial flag removed from all city facilities earlier this week. The flag has drawn criticism because it has the Confederate battle flag as part of its design. Gillick said he removed the state flag to show that Biloxi was a city for everyone, and the only flag he wants flying on city property is the American flag.
Primary elections for municipal races are less than a week away. Knocking on doors and purchasing signs are the traditional ways of campaigning, but many are using alternative ways to reach voters. Social media is playing a significant role for many campaigns, including the 3 mayoral candidates in Starkville. They tell us having a strong social media presence is extremely important in running a successful campaign. The candidates say being active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook helps them connect with residents.
It's easier to reach more people faster and in a more efficient manner. People have their ability to respond to comments from candidates as well as get a response back from the candidates.
I love being able to go to social media and reach those large groups without having to go door to door. And then I'll tell them on Facebook, like, hey, if you want to see me personally, if you want me to come knock on your door, then send me your address, I'll come to you.
Social media gives you a dialogue opportunity because Facebook, they'll ask you a question, you can respond. Twitter, they can ask you a question and you can respond. And that's not a possible, a two-way communication is not possible when it's radio and TV ads.
Primary elections will take place May 2nd.
It is time now for the Mississippi Peanuts question of the day. We are asking, if you were running a campaign, what would your slogan be?
We've got some comments over on our Facebook page. Sonia Clark-Judon says, Sonia is my name, change is the game. David Fulton says, go to the polls and you will see what we can be when you vote for me. Very clever there. Donna White says, we're going all the way together. Denise Dickerson says, new solutions, real results. Sheila Clark says, the lady with the smile will go the extra mile. And Taroya Hollis has probably got to get one that's a little more believable. I wouldn't lie to you.
That's funny.
Yeah, I love that commercial. At the end where they fellas, there's a commercial.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I wouldn't lie to you.
I like that.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. We've got another, 53 minutes of Sunrise for you and more of your answers to our questions.